Welcome back, everyone. This is Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart readings, and I am going to do another pick a stone, pick a card reading. We're going to go through number 6, and we'll find out what needs healing and advice of how to go about healing. Of course, this isn't a substitute for a doctor, just additional information, and probably looking at it from a little bit more of a spiritual standpoint in some ways as well. So go ahead and pick a stone that you're attracted to here, and they will correspond to cards 1 through 6. So go ahead and pause it if you need to vibe into it. I've already pre-shuffled the cards because it's just too hard to do on camera in the allotted time. So I'll go ahead and start laying them out. I'll be using the Healing Light Tarot, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards, and then I have the Starlight Illuminated Tarot, which I don't have the case, but these little ones here. All right. So we're going to do 2 of these per each, and I'll fix them in a second here. All right, we'll do 1 of these little bits each, and I put the intention for them to come out in this order, and then we will do 1 of the the chakra ones as well. All right, so go ahead and get your choice made and honed in. If you have different stones you want to pick for different issues, parts of the body, people, that kind of thing. All right, and we will start with card number 1, which is this beautiful amethyst. So if you are drawn to the amethyst, connects to the crown, the top of the head, and the spiritual input that comes into the rest of the body. So working on that might be important for you, crown chakra. All right, we have the Fool. We have the 3 of Swords. We have Judgment reversed, and we have Grief. And this corresponds perfectly here. We have the heart chakra, and we have the 3 of Swords. So this is very, very clear, actually. For those of you, if you're working chakras, you would focus on the heart chakra. This also means that some people could be having heart problems right now, or within that area of their body. So like your lungs or your chest, just holding a lot of stress, panic attacks, anxiety. Some of you, it might be even more serious. And some of you, this is where you're holding your spiritual energy right now. So you're building up energy of grief and really kind of carrying that weight on your shoulders. And, you've heard the phrase of people that die of a broken heart. Like you can overpower the body too much by holding too much energy in one area, and then it causes disease or illness. So where you want to watch out for holding too much of unhealthy energy right now is in your heart space, and really work on that. See, she's open. It's not that it's, because she's closed down. It's because she feels so much. She's letting quite a bit of energy in and out of that area. So you might have just gone through the loss of a pet or a loved one, and I sympathize with you. If that's the case, I just lost a beloved furry animal member too, family member. So you could be processing actual grief. I do think that for some of you, this is a partnership that ended, and it's really it's getting to your health. So this is kind of a wake-up call that you're not wanting to have. The energy here, okay, some of you definitely have the loss of a pet, and we see them here doing well and living life on the other side. So if that is important to you and that is what you're going through, you do have that confirmation here, which is very beautiful. For some of you, though, it's not wanting to move on, feeling like life is a joke, feeling like, that you can't be taken seriously, or, that you'll not be loved again with moving on. And you're really taking this into your actual body, like feeling like you can't breathe, feeling like you can't, there's just this stress that's going onto that kind of chest area for you. So if you're having, even skin breakouts in that area, again, feeling like you can't breathe, having different things going on any level of the body in that area, it's really stemming from this heartbreak here, and not wanting to move on from this past relationship. While it seems like cosmically you're like, no, there has to be a second chance, it has to be that we're going to get back together, I am not seeing that happening in this incarnation, so to speak. So while spiritually you guys might have that connection and it might not be done, and someone might not have fulfilled, you know, a certain contract that you had with them, and a breakup happened, a divorce happened, a third party happened, it is giving the advice to move on and let yourself be free. You know, allow yourself to be mobile, allow yourself to release that energy and that stress. So the releasing of energy in a positive, regulated way is what is needed there. All right. So for those of you who chose the number 2, or here we have the beautiful Egyptian jasper or calligraphy stone, we have, let's see, the Hierophant, the Queen of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles reversed, and Gratitude. So for you guys, couple things. So you could definitely be dealing with a Taurus here with this energy, a Taurus or a Virgo. Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, definitely earth sign energy here, or earth sign parts of the realm. So some of you are really concerned about DNA things. So maybe there's certain illnesses that happened in the family, and you're really concerned, especially if you are, you know, passing down, you're worried about something that's passed down to you, or that could be passed on to the children potentially. If you know, create a lineage in your family, and worrying about certain things just not working right, you might wonder if something's going to give out on you as you go through life, things of that nature. And here, yes, definitely I'm seeing somebody's looks like they're pregnant here and worrying about that. And so this is saying, you know, with gratitude here, it says to me that you are in a different space and a different mindset than the previous generations. And I feel like the doorway's kind of opened up for you to handle things, handle your health differently, handle even your relationships, and just the way that you use your body a lot more differently. And so what was work for them is not going to be work for you, and what was stress for them on their bodies is not going to be the same for you. So there's a big part of really needing to release, not just mentally, but actually in your physical body, the belief of that you have to repeat the same diseases, or maybe a negative way of aging, or things like that that happened with your previous family. For instance, if you are, you know, let's say everybody in your family had traumatic birthing situations, and so now you're just really sure that that's going to happen, and you can feel it in your body, you know, you're just really worried about that. You know, here she's crowned. You really have to work on that concept of how you talk to your body, and even your body's belief on that, because there is a spiritual DNA, there's a physical DNA remembrance. So you might have a very strong imprint you know, that's there, and it could even be so physical that maybe you even have some of the same, you know, addictions and patterns that you were taught, because you were definitely taught some very strong messages here. So here it's kind of unworking all of these habits. Definitely for some of you, it's really down to your habits, your day-to-day habits. And so you might feel like, oh no, it's just out of control. I have this, like, you know, it's just going to be this way because it's been like this in my family for a lot of generations. But this is saying it's been that way because of programming and because of the daily habits. Even it could, for some of you, be down to your posture and the way you carry yourself and just what you choose. It's so ingrained. So noticing those things, you know, here's the ace shining behind her. Go back to that Ace of Pentacles, that beginning, that seed, and recreate and restart, especially if you are currently carrying a child, and allow your body to physically reset. And the suggestion here is starting with gratitude and reconnecting with your body, with others. You know, take with thanks what you have learned from your family, and feel free to release and not have to suffer the things that they do, which can be very hard and very important at the same time, is to know that you don't have to suffer, you know, if cancer has been in your family or different things, not to pre-program yourself that you have to suffer those things too, or that someone in the family is going to get it, so you'll be the one who takes it. You know, releasing that energy of that is very important, and reworking how you carry your body and how you kind of program and plan your body's experiences. All right. So for those of you who chose the yummy orange calcite, this is connecting with the sacral chakra, so the womb area around there. Take care for that. We have the Page of Cups reversed. We have the Sun card. We have the Eight of Cups and we have the sacral chakra card, perseverance. So for you guys, there could definitely be there could definitely be concerns of the womb and child rearing for some of you. Some of you have lost a child in that area or have gone through already the birth, and it you know, has been very difficult on your body. Some of you are worried about fertility and if you should just kind of give up. You know, there's definitely this energy of giving up. For some of you, it can be as much as trying to lose some stubborn belly fat, or just trying to regulate kind of energy in that area, down in that region, whether it's your sexual life and sexual health and relationships, or just like, you know, like I said, like feeling backed up in that area. And so this is you feeling like, you know what, I'm just gonna, you know, screw it. So some of you might be deciding, you know what, I'm just gonna go and frivolously sleep with whoever. I'm not going to check if they're safe. I don't care anymore. Like, I just never get fulfillment. And this card here is about that, about somebody who's really close to getting fulfillment for something they've been working hard for, but then they start to give up and someone has to come in and remind them. So right now, this is your reminder. If you have been really frustrated and feeling like, you know, you were too idealistic, you were too naive in thinking that your sexual health or your fertility or just your own sensuality and self-love with your body could be really, really good, and you're losing that belief and hope, you know, because this is showing you just had such a hope and a joy for things. If you're losing that and starting to feel like it's never going to happen, this shows a lot of emotional connection. So for you, it's not so much mental or physical like the two previous cards. It's very like emotional, and it's very much like the fluids too that you're taking into your body are important to your health right now. And so some of you have some of you are detoxing. So the sacral chakra actually connects to where, like, our addictions, because it's our desires too. So some of you, like, you know that there's happiness there, but some of you are feeling like you're blocked from it and that you can't have it, and that your body in some way is the reason that you can't have your happiness. And this here can say some of you it's because of, you know, it's just a little bit convoluted because you're trying to give up, you know, or maybe when you try to diet or cut back on some of your desires, then you know, it feels like really shitty or whatever, you know, like you're detoxing or you're giving up even soda or just different things. So it's just kind of that, like, losing sight of how good things are going to be if you persevere and if you make those sacrifices, and needing that encouragement to also walk away from negative habits that aren't working for you, again, that you're just not emotionally fulfilled with. So kind of noticing the difference between, is it something that's just kind of hurt your feelings in your heart, so you're feeling like, you know what, I'm just going to give up on this, I can never have it? If that's the case, you have to tap into some joy and encourage yourself, right? Because you're building the next level up, that solar plexus. Encourage yourself with some self-belief that you can achieve these things. This is a mark for this particular reading that there is some fertility here. There is a happy sexual health that can be there. So if you have suffered from things, from sexual diseases or something, this is saying that a happy life is still possible, even if it's something that you have to live with. You know, there's still joy that's here. So that being just really, really important in that sacral chakra area. Okay, for those who chose number 4, I seem to do about 4 minutes each on these, which is fine. So this is if you chose the fire quartz. Let's see, 10 of Swords, the Justice card, the King of Swords reversed, and Guilt. This is also a sacral chakra card. So if you chose 2 and you chose 4 or 3 and 4, it's really to that area. This, though, is really showing, this looks like you're holding some energy for one of you, or some of you at least, are really feeling like you don't trust the diagnosis that you've had, or you've had multiples. So I feel like within the multiples, there's one that's kind of right, because we have the Justice card, but we have the 10 of Swords and we have the King of Swords reversed, which means there's a lot of counseling that you're getting that's not so good. Some of you, I think, might even be worried about, like, you gave bad counseling to somebody else and now you feel guilty about it, or maybe you condemn someone else's health, or some of you definitely have some things that were left unsaid for somebody who, you know, may have passed, and you were, you know, involved in this health process as they were going, and maybe you had to make some tough decisions for their health, or you just didn't get to say what you needed to say. This definitely is, while not pointing at like demise for you, it is saying that you having a power of mind in your health plan, having, you know, a being able to say what you need to say and communicate with others is very important. So if some of you are having a health scare right now, I think part of that karmic reason is so that to make you flesh out and open up right now to life, to stand up for what are your rights in the situation, and to really communicate to your loved ones how you feel, and don't leave things left unsaid, because some of you are really carrying like guilt, either from something you've witnessed or something that, you know, happened, that you didn't do everything that you wanted to. We see the shackles here, and just trying to go about the daily life and hope that everyone sees angelic, but then behind your subconscious self, you know, here is drinking and feeling very, this is, you know, up in the crown chakra here, feeling very depressed. So some of you, like, your health is really tight. Okay, some of you I think are even allowing yourself to kind of run your health down a little bit because of feeling kind of guilty about things, and you feel like, you know, it's right to kind of punish yourself or to not allow yourself the best kind of health care. Some of you, it's just as much as like, you know, just feeling like you don't deserve a good health care plan or a good insurance, the health insurance and things like that, and just having that very much programmed into yourself. So this here is asking you to go for very good health plans, to go for really allowing yourself to have the proper evaluations and testing to make sure, and there's a bit of this energy of fight for it, fight for it, fight for it, that's here. Like, don't be silenced. You know, I think you know intuitively when something's wrong with your body, but if you don't listen to it, then you really like get outside of your head. Now, some of you with this, I have to say, don't allow yourself to be shamed if you need some mental health care. You know, there's so many types of mental health care, and I see right here that somebody's really suffering because they're feeling very shamed by this. They're feeling very shamed, and it can be very dangerous to not get that health care that you need just because it's for your mind or your brain. So here we see that justice is on that side here, and that's very beautiful. So getting rid of that guilt, you know, or getting help to regulate whatever's going on internally here is really important, and you're encouraged to do so. All right, for those of you who chose garnet, a little garnet in the matrix here. All right, let's see what you got. Whoa, the Magician. King of Swords reversed again. So if you chose 4 and 5, 2 of them coming up, King of Swords reversed, the Devil reversed, and the Workaholic. Okay, so some of these I can definitely see, if you picked more than one, how they kind of interlace here. The Magician card, this is definitely, you have your resources to heal your body in every way. So I feel like you're someone who, you've had a ton of different things that are bothering you. Maybe you're recovering from something, and it's like you've really just felt out of your, like your mind hasn't felt in a healthy place. Like you've just felt foggy, you've felt just not yourself in a lot of ways, and your body's been responding to that. And some of you, it could be detoxing, or you need a detox if you've been wondering about that. You know, overworking yourself to not focus on your health, to not, you know, to just try to kind of find yourself again. Or that can be the reason for some of you that you can't. Kind of both ways. Even if it's good work you're doing, it's being a bit as a, it's being overdone, and you want to escape that and kind of reconnect with yourself and get clarity again. This here is super empowering, as you can see, because this is saying that, you know, see these different selves down here, you have the way to merge them all, and to get things, to get things going back, you know, very in a healthful, powerful way. So this is like if you've been like, oh, like, man, I'm not going to feel good until I start doing my morning, you know, belly dance or whatever. But then I also am not going to feel good if I'm not going to get my beauty routine really figured out. But I'm also not going to feel good unless I do my detox. Like, you have like a lot of things on your list for health that you want to get together. And this is saying that you have the ability to get them all done, and you have the resources if you know, really focus on them, get that power of the mind going. And you might have to communicate to others too. So this is like you might have been shut down from friends, or you might be a little embarrassed to kind of talk to people, versus some people are really good at talking about their health concerns. Or you might just kind of like if you do kind of like have a very sardonic kind of way of talking about your health, and you know, because of this in the past. And some of you, you know, again, there could be some past addiction or things that are, you know, addictive behavior that you're working through. And so it's like, yes, it is a 24-hour job. You do have to consistently work at this, and it is exhausting, but, you know, you're going to make it. You have the power here to do so if you choose, you know, that power of the mind. And what you're doing spiritually is affecting your body. What you're doing with your body is affecting your spirit and with your mind. So you are someone who really needs a mind, body, spirit health plan right now. Not to say it has to be too, you know, the magician's kind of logical, even though he's like as above, so below. So it doesn't have to be too fluffy or whatever, too woo-woo, but it has to be like something where you are working on all of those areas, like where you feel good in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. So yeah, there's kind of no excuses here. You will have the resources. You will be able to get, you know, the coverage that you need. You are able-bodied enough to start some of the work of what you want to accomplish. Gosh, it's like hair in my hand, it won't go away. You can work it out, okay? You definitely can work it out. So stick to it and kind of change that mindset. Know that, look at that. You know, if we put him upright, look at him just conquer that. And that's very powerful. So get your head in the game, and you'll be able to tackle it. But if your head's not in the game and you're not believing in yourself, you know, that's a whole lot of power to have directed in the wrong direction. So remember that. All right, for those of you who chose rose quartz, it always looks so much like lighter and not pink on camera. I don't know why. Let's see, number 6. 6 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and Victim. And this is a heart chakra card. Okay, so instantly, this is really, you know, if you're suffering or about your weight and having anxiety about your weight, this could be, you know, showing that maybe you had health reasons. I do see some kind of pain and suffering that are here. For some of you, it's very emotional reasons why you gained a lot of weight. Some of you, it's just because you haven't been able to be active, even if it's just been like you've been at work, or you've been, you know, kind of traveling, like you're just in a situation at school, like where you have to be sitting all the time. You just can't be active. Or some of you are recovering from like a surgery or some health illness where you literally couldn't be up and be active as much. Some of you could even be pregnancy here with, you know, the seed, the acorn. So this is about, you know, feeling very evaluated by others, though, feeling like there's this clock in this time frame, like, okay, it might be okay for this certain amount of period after my grieving or after my surgery, but then everyone's like, the clock's ticking, and if I don't start drastically dropping weight, like, it's all over for me. So first off, it's asking to get rid of the victim mentality. And I know that's harsh, especially when we're feeling sensitive, when we're dealing with our weight. But it's, you know, saying that you, first of all, you don't want to be a victim to your weight or to your own health. This is showing strong protection here. This is showing to, you know, think far ahead. Like squirrels are a little crazy, but they plan really far ahead. You have to give them that. Like, what seeds, what are you storing up for yourself? And this is also saying for your body, like, you know, maybe just on a very basic sense, like what you're putting into your body, what is it storing, what is it creating, how is it making you feel? Because I feel like some people that pick this card are really just eating in a way that they know is going to make them feel shitty, or they're just like taking in kind of critiques and advice from that they know is going to make them feel shitty. So maybe getting somebody who is also you know, finding that friend who will also, you know, laugh about having shitty health with you and kind of talk crap on the people who care about their health kind of thing, or, you know, just wanting a best friend like that instead of just doing it. So this could be very negative, very quickly, just very negative talk on your own body or on other people's bodies, or feeling like that you receive that from others, and that you know, feel like others are kind of want to ration who you should be, or what you can eat or what you can do. But I think right now, why it's saying stop being the victim, it's because you don't feel good right now. It's not about everyone else's. It's not about, you know, even, you know, the doctors might have even kind of hinted like, okay, are you exercising now? Or, you know, what are you doing with your health? Or a parent or someone that you kind of respect their opinion might have started hinting at that. And so now you feel self-conscious. But it's like, okay, do you feel that you are as active as you want to be? Do you truly feel that you are able to accomplish and do everything that you wanted to do and that you've been wanting to do since you were young? For some of you, you've let a lot of years, I'm seeing a lot of years here, pass, and you haven't physically been able to do what you wanted to do. And some of you, like I said, you have gone through things, surgeries, and had, some of you might have chronic pain or even have some disability in some way. But this is saying that, you know, to get out of that mindset that you can accomplish and to start seeing yourself as being able to accomplish. You know, put that what if every single time. Well, I can't do this because, you know, I'm not allowed to lift this much and I can't work my body out this way. And, you know, there's a lot of reasons and excuses, but it doesn't feel good anymore. And it hasn't felt good for a long time. So encouraging yourself. Getting to this place where you can have somebody who does hold you accountable, but in a very respectful way. Someone who will give you a reward. That's what I'm seeing. It's not that you need to be patronized, but you know what? It's okay to say, you know what? I need to feel rewarded. I need somebody, this is like a 1 pound, here's 5 and here's 6. So it's like, man, I need someone who if I lose 1 pound or 10 pounds is going to be encouraging me. If I start building that muscle that I'm supposed to, if I start eating healthy like I'm supposed to, I need somebody who is going to help hold me accountable and who's going to, you know, reward me and be happy for me and remind me of, you know, how great I'm doing when I do accomplish that. So for some of you, that's going to be Weight Watchers or, you know, some kind of program. That's fine. No one has the right to shame what works for you. For some of you, it's going to be very private. It's going to be just maybe one person that you talk to, or it might even be, you know, a bulletin board that you make for yourself. But there is saying, you know, hold yourself accountable. Do let yourself have more of a schedule with things. Again, not going crazy. It's not showing crazy diets. This is actually warning about that. I was really warned against diet pills and crash dieting right now. It's saying that that is not what your health needs, and it could actually be dangerous because you're not in a very healthy place as far as just like overall being wholesome. Like, you know, your body might have like a lot of fatigue and just a lot that it's trying to rebuild. I feel like your body is needing to lose in a healthy manner some weight and wanting to build up some muscle, and it needs space to do that without some crazy stuff being put into it, or, you know, kind of overly working your body. So this is definitely work smarter, not harder, right? Put your energy in the right places, because you do expend a lot of energy. That's the crazy thing. That's why you're so exhausted. But expending it in the correct places and letting yourself be free. You know, let yourself grow into the oak tree in this analogy here. And realize that nobody has the right to pick on you and make you a victim, but you have to hold yourself accountable first and foremost to not villainize yourself and your body anymore, which means being an ally and a bestie to your body, which it really, really wants right now, which is really pretty cool. It hasn't given up on you yet, so... All right, so here is a little bit of an intuitive spiritual advice, encouragement look at what is going on with your health. I hope you enjoyed and got some insight that was applicable to you. Please go ahead and subscribe and comment below and let me know how it resonates, and I will see you soon. And if you have any ideas of future pick-a-cards that you'd like to do, please let me know. Talk to you soon.